What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Okay, this is an update. This is a business update with the catfish farm and my pigs and all that stuff, right? So, like I told y'all before, those who will follow me, if you watching this video, you know what the hell I'm talking about. You have to go do some research on my channel to go find some of these videos, right? But so my catfish farm, now I made my first profit on my first batch of fish, right? And I told you guys I wanted to make all your mistakes first, you know, with a small setup. That way you don't make a big mistake with a big setup, right? So with my small setup, my concrete pond and my first sale, I had some wholesalers come and they bought about 1,500 fish, right? Wholesalers, and they're going to go sell it on the market, right? So with that profit, you know, I went, because y'all know I got pigs, and I went to go buy a male pig, breeder pig for my queen pig, and I went and bought some goats, right? And also my plan is to build a mud pond, right? Because it'll be cheaper and I can hold more fish, right, in the mud pond. So I'm gonna build a mud pond where I was gonna build, well, mud pond. I'm just basically gonna make a swimming pool. Basically, I'm making a swimming pool. It'll be easier. It'll keep my overhead down because it'll be easier to feed them. I don't have to change the water out as much because the ground will filter it, but there's going to be a concrete barrier that keeps the water from going out, also keeps the fish from going out. So I'm very happy with what I've accomplished with my first group of catfish. I still got other ones growing right now. I got some baby ones, but my first batch I bought was mature. So I bought the first batch of fingerlings for $150, right? And I basically, and that was 1,500, right? And no, it was 2,000. So my first batch was 2,000 fingerlings for $150. And then since they sell it by the kilo here, I sold roughly 1,500 catfish for about 600 plus US dollars, right? And so I made a pretty decent profit, right? I can do better when I lower my overhead as far as my feeding. Because feeding cost is high, and you got to know that when it comes to feeding, you got to take in consideration oil prices and stuff like gas prices, because everything gets transported, and that will reflect in the market, right? So my goal is to get the feeding overhead down, and by doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invest soon enough. I'm going to invest in a soldier fly farm, a little mini soldier fly farm, to create the larvae that is high in protein and is good for feeding the catfish. I'm also going to what's the next thing? I'm going to, for the cat, I'm purchasing a Nigerian made feed maker, pill maker, because I got all the natural ingredients to make my own feed for the catfish on the lands that I owned already, but I don't have the machine to create it. Now, one thing that you guys, if you're thinking about doing something like this, try to buy all your equipment locally, because when it breaks down, you want it to be able to fix. So instead of buying a Chinese-made pill mill machine, I'm gonna buy a local pill mill machine in Abadan, and that way, whenever it breaks down, I can have somebody come and fix it. So let me show you my my boy that I just bought. All right. So you got my girl over here, Queen. Say hello. All right. Say hello. Nice and moist nose. Your nose is nice and moist. That's good. And this is my boy. All right. This is my money maker right here. Look at that. Look at that. Nice and wet. Now I hope they done did the do. All right. They done took a couple. I gotta get somebody to come clean this up. I actually have a worker. If you came in my compound, you would never know I have pigs. You'd never know. You can't smell pigs, because every morning I have an employee who I hired, who lives in the village. She comes and she cleans the pig pen, right? So she'll come tomorrow and clean the pig pen. So now, my catfish investment, I now have a male breeding pig and a female breeding pig, all right? They were just asleep. I just woke them up. They're a little mad. And so this male pig will be impregnating these two female pigs, right? Because you got to make sure you don't have inbred going on. So I had to get this outside male pig so that, you know, there's no inbred. I don't do that inbreeding stuff, right? Pigs is big money. Big money in Nigeria, all right? Don't let anybody fool you. Yeah, I know a good quarter of them is Muslim, but I'm trying to tell you that, listen, all right, they eating pork, all right. Now, listen, Nigerian Muslims are different from like other Muslims, you know. They just, it's like they Muslim after they finish praying and they go do what everybody else doing, right? Let me go give you a hit. Y'all in there? What y'all doing? I had this, I think these are my other little piglets. Look at these little cute little babies. So I got these babies. So I separated them. You can see, nice and calm little, cute little piglets. Pigs is big money. All right, what you these? These are the girls. Let's see what we got in here. Let me see. Yeah, girl. Yeah. I think those are the girls. All right, now, I think. Okay, yep. So these are my other little babies. These are the babies of her. All right. So these are these are her babies right here. So they be talking back and forth from this little fence and whatnot. So far, so good on my investment, right? Y'all remember a long time ago, some years back, I actually started out doing pigs, right? And that's what I built this little facility for, right? And then, you know, I made my mistakes, but I learned. Like I said, anytime you fail at something, you're really just learning. That's what it is. You're just learning. And then so I had to separate. One thing, when the babies get a certain size, you gotta separate them. Let me go over here. And these are the other pigs. So I separated the girls and the boys. So nothing go. Look, you just nosy. All right. That's my breeder. That's my. Y'all know them. Y'all seen them in other videos. That's Mama, and those two babies. All right. And she got a couple boyfriends. I went and bought a couple boyfriends for her, so they can make me some more goats. I'm actually gonna buy some more goats. So I use all my profit from my animals to buy more animals. So I've been doubling down for years. These kind of businesses take a while, right? There's no get rich instant anything, all right? There's barely a get rich, all right? There's a get even most of the time. So you gotta like what you're doing, because if you don't like it, you're gonna get real frustrated when you realize 6 months later you ain't rich and you still pouring more money into your project, all right? That's the get rich quick is for TV, all right? The people that tell you they're getting rich quick by selling you an ebook, right? That they selling you, and that's how they got rich quick, by telling you that you can get rich quick as long as you buy my ebook. But anyway, that's what I got. 2 male goats running around here, causing havoc. So that's what I got going on here. So from my catfish profit, all of it went into buying more animals. So I'm gonna stick with pigs because I know pigs make money in Nigeria. Catfish make more money, in Nigeria, and goats. So if you want to come to Nigeria and you want to think about farming, right? If you got some land, get pig. I'm telling you, pigs. All right, pigs. All right, catfish, goats, pigs, catfish, goats. All right, or tilapia. I'm also interested in tilapia, so I'm thinking once I make the catfish pond, which that's gonna happen sometime this year. Now that I put that roof on that house, now I can use my, my money that's coming in. So I'm gonna make this big ass hole. So the person that's gonna dig my hole is gonna be this houser, man. Like I work with listen, tribalism only pops up with the rich people who wants to use that to manipulate people who vote but don't know no better. Outside of that, Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas, Fulanis, African Americans, all of us, we work together. We happy, go lucky. It's just whatever. We're just people. And here's the thing. They're all the same people. Literally, racially, they're the same people. They just branched off at some point in time and became whatever tribe it is that they call themselves now. But they're all the goddamn same people. And they treat each other that way, too. That's the thing. They treat each other that way. So tribalism is not what you imagine in your head. All right, trust and believe. All right, because everybody here, they're trying to survive. They're trying to make money, right? And that's about it. And they're trying to be married. Nobody wants to have conflict. Only people that want to have conflict are religious extremists. I want you to notice, only religious extremists cause conflict. Unintelligent, ignorant, uneducated, religious extremists. That goes for Muslims and Christians. and all other religions, but mainly Muslims and Christians because those are the two biggest Abrahamic denominations. You hear what I just said? Abrahamic denominations. All right, on the planet. All right. Anyway, that was just a little update. Got king pig, queen pig. Gonna make me a whole bunch of babies. And one thing about pigs, they big as shit, but they produce quickly. Like we talking about each female pig, you popping out, 8, 9 babies. All right, 8, 9 babies. And I wouldn't worry about the feed, right? Not so much because feeding pigs is relatively cheap. Because if you got like land, if you buy a couple acres of land or a couple plots of land, just the land, that land by itself is enough to feed these pigs. Because you just go out here and get the stuff. I get cassava peels. There's all sorts of commercial waste that gets thrown away at the market that actually can be used for feed, right? So you got to think about, how to be as natural and organic as possible. All my animals get their shots that they need, the vaccine shots, but I don't give them any steroids. I don't give them any growth hormones. They're going all natural. Just feed them natural foods and allow them to grow naturally at their natural, normal pace that nature, said that they're supposed to grow at, right? And that goes for all my animals. That way, I'm not feeding the community something that's going to give them cancer and diabetes in the future. You understand what I mean? Because that's the problem in the West. They do so much to the food, right, to preserve it and to maintain it and to keep its shelf life that now everybody, right, is forced to eat this stuff and people are getting cancer and diabetes. So I don't want to contribute to that type of thing, here in Nigeria where, Nigerians are used to eating fresh, organic, natural foods. Okay, so yeah. So that's my update. That's what I got going on. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that gives, anybody who's looking to do this, because I know there's a lot of y'all looking to do this, and y'all just kind of want to see whoever's doing it and where they at, in the process or whatnot. This is what's going on. So if y'all got any questions, y'all know, ask me in the comment section for my email. I'll drop my email. You just hit me up and ask me anything you want, and it'll be free. I promise you, I will not put a paywall up for this information. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such an extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.